Welcome to the Good Rookie Show. My name's Faheem.
And my name is Nelly J, y'all, and we are good rookies.
That's right.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Good Tuesday. And guess what? It's the Good Rookie Show.
Happy out.
That's right, y'all. So, as you guys know, guys, we're so excited. We come from Toronto, you know what I'm saying? And we bring to you the hottest topics in sports and culture. And this week is no different. Faheem, please introduce our amazing guest.
All right. So this is somebody this is family talk right now. This is somebody who holds it down on all aspects for the culture. He's a return guest. This is number 3, is it not? Is this your three? Is this your three-peat right now? All right.
Times, Pondy Dimes.
So anyone who's been rocking with us from day one, you're definitely familiar with who we got coming to the table. And definitely for the culture segment, we'll be able to, for those who haven't got a chance to hear about what he brings, he'll be set up right now. So let's welcome Diversified Youth Kevin Francis.
Every time, on time for the people, them. Yes, man. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. One love for my family here, man. For real, man. Deep rooted, yo.
So great seeing you, Kevin. Loving your background. For those who are listening and cannot see him, he has a diversified youth. And we're going to definitely dive into that for the culture. Faheem, though, we got some, my goodness. So, guys, we're recording on the D-Day, the craziest day, Faheem, I think I've seen. I mean, there's I think at least 30 players, maybe around 30 players that were traded today, Faheem. Let's get into this hot topic of the NBA trade deadline.
Wow, I didn't know that was much. 30. So on one day, 30 players.
I think it was, well, I mean, from last night, remember, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. So pretty much,
I guess from the Kyrie trade on Sunday night, that kind of sparked all the confusion.
A lot of action. A lot of action in one day.
Yeah, man.
All right. So, Kevin, why don't you just tell...
So I counted it. 49 players have were traded this deadline, this season.
Since the deadline, okay.
49.
All right. Man. That's a movement.
Mercy.
All right. So, Kevin, why don't you just tell me who you have is the most surprising trade for you at this trade deadline? Because there's... I don't want to... Okay, I'll say it. KD, I just got to throw this out. KD was a shocker. The biggest shocker. Obviously, the biggest one for me. I'm a pushback. Go ahead. You got it, Kevin.
Yeah, he wasn't for me. Because I'm sure there was some conversation between him and Kyrie when Kyrie made his decision to leave. I thought that KD would be going very soon because what is he coming back to?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? But what I just heard when we were speaking earlier is Reggie Jackson. What? Reggie Jackson gone from the Clippers to me that's very shocking to me. I didn't see that one coming. I thought that for sure he would be there for a minute. So yeah, that I'm gonna say Reggie Jackson.
Good one.
How about you, Nelly J? Because with Reggie Jackson, that would be. I guess he's going to make a difference for them. So I get it.
Well, they're going to waive him. I don't think he's going to stay there. Yeah, I believe they're.
So what is for it? Was it for just cap space? I don't get it.
Well, they got rid of Plumlee. I'm not sure what that logic behind that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, is he going to play over Rozier and PJ Washington and LaMelo?
No. Well, one thing I can say is he's more of a veteran than those. They're Rozier they're still younger players, right? So,
but for what I'm hearing is that they're going to agree to a buyout. I don't think
they
want him, and he doesn't want to stay there. So
that's fair.
He will be in the buyout market. Will he come to Toronto? Remember, big up to Beyond mentioned that. I don't know, but he will be available for a team to pick him up. You know what I mean? And he's someone I think people will definitely go after, as per Kevin's shocking. So maybe you want to get out of Clippers. I have no idea. But I guess for me, I have a couple shockers. John Wall running in a circle back to Houston. What? You just left?
What?
Yeah. John Wall went back to Houston. He got traded back to Houston, and that was a part of the whole team between the Clippers, Houston, and Hornets. It was like a 3-team trade. So Wall going back to Houston, you left there, sir, not even a year ago. like 3 months later, you're back to where you started. And I think they're gonna buy him out probably and really get a job in the NBA after allegedly he made some comments on a podcast. Big up to Mo for mentioning this to me today. I had no idea. So he was saying that people think that he might not even get a job in the NBA. Let's see. But Ja Morant did a whole circle, went back to Houston. GT2, the Warriors didn't want to pay him. So now you don't pay him, he goes somewhere. To get him back, you have to give up four second-round picks and Andrew Wiseman to get Gary Payton the second. Is he some like player that changes the game? No. And then I think the first shocker is Kyrie Irving. Like, no, like we all knew Kyrie wasn't happy, but when he demanded a trade, I didn't. Faheem, we didn't have Dallas in the top three. We had Clippers, we had other teams, Lakers, but Dallas getting him to play with Luka, that just changed the entire. Like, I think after that trade, teams said, "Okay, bet." Right, like that's when everything started happening, and 49 players later, we are at the trade deadline. So, but I think those are the ones where I was like, "What?" Like, no one thought Gary Payton second would go back to like Portland. I think Portland also had like a trade with Warriors. Portland, I think, was it Detroit? I forgot what 3-team trade it was, but that to me was so shocking. Like GP2 back with the Warriors.
So this is I'm going to consider this like the boomerang deadline.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean?
For real.
Boomerang team boy.
Even down to Jakob Pertl, who started his career in Toronto, going back to the Raptors.
Rewind to that.
D'Angelo Russell, who was in one most improved player in Brooklyn, left, came back.
Rewind selector.
Yeah, it's pure rewind selector, the whole thing. So yeah, this year of probably any year I can remember of people who left the team and coming back to that team. So yeah, definitely something to watch out for. Anything else in regards to the trade, Nelly J?
I would say, well, I mean, it's funny because the Eastern Conference, a lot of guys went. I think the top heavy guys left the Eastern Conference, like Kevin Durant, Kyrie. Those are huge. And Mo Bamba, even for Orlando, I think a lot of teams want Mo Bamba as an additional piece. The Lakers, though, I must say, I'm impressed with the Lakers. They, you mentioned Faheem. I think you said half their team is now not even in the NBA anymore, something like that. I forgot what you said, but the Lakers, I think, did a good job. Like, they started the season with a lot of guys on their bench that no one will ever want. Like, what? And now, midseason, they have so many pieces, right? They got Malik Beasley. They got D'Lo, right? They got you mentioned Mo Bamba. They got Vanderbilt, right? Like they really took time to build around. And now I think with this team, you know, they can coast into a play-in position. But is it coasting? Because the West is tougher now, right? So you know, yes, LeBron hit his big points, good for him. They're still the playing position. So, and they're gonna fight to maintain a play-in and kind of compete. But with this team, though, I must say that they have a better chance now than they did, like, you know, 4 months ago. So I got a kudos to the Lakers for doing that. I also want to pick up Phoenix. I mean, remember when we took a trade for DeMar and Kawhi? We're like, yo, is it worth it? People were upset. I think they kind of did that. They took a big risk picking up Kevin Durant midway season. They lost a lot of like key players, defenders for Kevin Durant. It's a risk you take to win a chip. So we're gonna see if this risk is worth the reward. And it might be. Listen, if they can do a 3-month rental and win a chip, wow, they beat us for him. We did a 1-year rental and win a chip. But if they could do it in 3 months and win a chip, that'd be crazy. So I'm curious to see what happens with them. But that's my thoughts on this trade deadline. And the Brooklyn Nets now, I don't know. They're going to be back to where they are, but I think they're still a pretty solid team.
Back to square one.
Yeah, they're back to, you know.
So Diversified, before I get you to come in, Kevin, I just want to say, you see what Nelly J you're saying about the players out the NBA. Just let people know, more than half of last year's Lakers roster from last year are no longer in the NBA. The players they had last year was Rajon Rondo, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza, DJ Augustine, Avery Bradley, Kent Bazemore, and Wayne Ellington. That's
Wow.
what the Lakers had this time last year.
About a year
Now,
ago.
yeah. Now, flip side, they picked up some pieces, youth, and I mean, it goes to show, like, what one season, the difference a season can make. I want to say in regards to what you're saying in regards to KD, I agree. I do think though, having a KD, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, big three, plus they have pieces already. This team is just they're a contender for me. I'm saying that right now. Diversified, Kevin.
Well, we have a saying in Jamaica that's called crosses. And if crosses was a person, it would be Chris Paul. And we can go back to New Orleans with Chris Paul and crosses for his teams. So, although they have Kevin Durant, they still have crosses. So we're going to find out if the bad vibes leaves and they're even able to make it to a final. And that's just my thing on the whole Chris crosses Paul.
Wow. Okay. So if Chris Paul, yeah. Well, Nelly J. Anything on Chris Paul? His Chris Paul.
Just
Well, you know what? To be honest, I think this is great for Chris Paul because I think Phoenix relied on his production to win or perform every game. Now with Kevin Durant, he won't have to do that. Like the offensive load really is off his shoulder. All he has to do is get them in the right position, right? And play some pretty good defense. And I think Chris Paul, we played them, y'all, and they woke us up. Chris Paul defense also the problem for a lot of our guys too. So I mean, yes, he's not the same young guy, but I think Kevin Durant, he attracts a lot of attention. So if Chris Paul is not feeling 100%, I think they can still have a win with Ayton, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. I think the pressure is off his shoulders now. And I think that was an issue, was that they were relying on him to be a second option. And I think Chris Paul needs to be a third or fourth option on a championship team. So I think he's back to regular programming, I think, to be honest.
I'm actually comparing this Phoenix team kind of to the Golden State Warriors. I'm not a Warriors fan by the slightest, but I gotta say, before KD got there, it was Steph and Clay
And Draymond. Don't forget
and
Draymond.
Draymond. That's cool.
And
So
also, they had the best record of all time in the NBA.
okay,
I don't know if it's the same, but yeah, but it's
no, but
similar.
watch the roster construction. How it's kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Steph and Chris Paul, comparable. Clay and Devin Booker, comparable. Mikal Bridges and Draymond Green, comparable.
Well, he's gone now, Faheem. He's on Brooklyn. So
Devin Booker is no longer on the Suns.
no, Mikal Bridges is on Brooklyn now.
Mikal Bridges is now on Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So that does change it. So who's their three?
DeAndre Ayton, the big
DeAndre Ayton, comparable.
third one.
And then you throw KD in the mix. That's all sometimes you need one guy to put you over the top. He might be that guy.
So question for him. I mean, we all agreed that the Warriors were a super team. Are you calling Phoenix a super team then? Based on that logic?
Yes, 100%. 1,000%, yes.
Super. I don't know. Are they super team? Oh, I don't agree they are, because at least the Warriors won a chip before Kevin Durant got there. These guys haven't. They're on the cusp. They're like, there's Miami. They're probably between, like, they're probably under Miami. Like super team rankings, I will put Warriors, Miami. Well, probably of course back in the day, all those Boston teams were freaking super teams, but I'll put the Warriors, Miami, and then third or fourth would be this team. I don't think they're the same level because at least they won a chip before Kevin Durant got there. That's why I'm like, but I get it though. They do have three people, a core team, good coaching. DeAndre Ayton and Monty, I don't know if they're still cool, but I think Kevin Durant can help with that locker room issue a little bit. But yeah, I don't know if I will call him super team yet. I don't know, but I get you though. I can't argue if you do call him super team. How about you, Kevin? Do you think
I'm
we
not
are
calling
one?
Phoenix. I'm calling Kevin Durant a super team by himself. But when a man is afraid of a Raptor mascot, I can't call them super team
Oh
star.
man.
Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, for real? Like, that's a super team? No,
Mm.
I'm not calling them that till they do something.
Okay, you have it, guys.
All right. Not mad at that at all. All right. So Nelly J, it's about that time. Let's get to For the Culture.
For the culture, we like to highlight individuals for the culture. And today we get to highlight Kevin Francis of Diversified Youth. So you're probably wondering, like, what is Diversified Youth? What do they do? Well, guys, volunteering to help support the youth in and around minor sports organizations in the Waterloo region. Um, and actually, so Kevin, what's your actual title? Because like I think you do everything. You're executive director, like you kind of do it all.
So I'm a founder and executive director, diversifiedyouth.com. Check us out. Check us out.
Okay.
And so we started out in Waterloo region, big up Cambridge every time on time. And we've now spread out very quickly into Peel region, city of Toronto, Durham, Hamilton. I mean, we're basically everywhere where you can turn on a computer or turn on a phone. We exist. So we bring in people as well, and a lot of mentors from various places, not just domestically, but also internationally. So we've grown quite a bit since the last time I was on here. And so we going worldwide, yo. We're going worldwide.
I love
man.
this. So I'm seeing that you guys do like workshops, you have like motivational keynotes, you do conferences, y'all do mentoring programs.
Yeah.
You guys have assisted over thousands of youth that are in or around those kind of high risk situations or in a circumstance.
Absolutely.
And so as the founder, right, of Diversified Youth, give us an idea as to, first of all, I know when we spoke to you last, you guys were launching this expansion. Yes. How has that gone for you?
Beautifully, organically, and it's I'm gonna try not to get emotional when I talk about it, because the effect is a ripple effect. So we've gone from a skill set basketball camp to a variety of virtual workshops and mentorships for our youth in and around affordable housing. And now we're trickling into elementary schools and high schools out here in the city of Toronto, and also, the region of Waterloo. So we've been able to put together some really great projects, one of them being the Cypher, which is a cultural hotspot project collaboration with the city of Toronto. And that was run throughout the summertime, 8-week mentorship series. Big up to my brother Faheem for coming through. And we were able to bring in youth to get mentored that are up and coming artists from the Eglinton West area, Little Jamaica one time. And so what we were also able to do in that mentorship series is not only bring in producers and DJs like DJ Butter out of Detroit, DJ Recon, Trip D, DJ Dreddy Max 89.5 FM every Tuesday morning. But we're also able to bring in PhD Beats out of San Diego, and DT the artist from Toronto here, Chief Rekka, who was on tour in Dominican Republic when they came and mentored for us. And also my brother out in Rwanda, Pashon Bea and Kushi Smart, dietitian, and also Balance Beam Wellness out of Mexico. So all of these people came together one time to give back to our youth in the city of Toronto, in the Eglinton West area. Wow. And it was every Saturday morning from 9 to 12. So I want to big up all the youths who came, and I want to big up all their families who I actually had the pleasure of meeting and explaining what we were doing. So not only did we have the youth invested, but we had their families invested. And that's the most important thing when you're building mentorships and workshops for youth. You want to get their families involved as well, because you want their families to know exactly what it is that is happening for them. And so they may also tap into some of the workshops that we were able to do for these young people. So, you know, everything from starting your own clothing line to starting your own business to learning how to produce, how to write music, how to perform music, how to keep balance with your wellness, how to eat right, and how food affects your physical and mental health. So a lot of these things they were able to get touched on during this arts and culture segment. And I want to big up the Cultural Hotspot team for supporting us on this and allowing us to use our creativity to create something that's never happened before in the city through the Cultural Hotspot City of Toronto. And now that it has happened, it's just opened a lot more doors for us to be able to service more youth across the city. So we're blessed, man. We're blessed. And you know, it's the mission is the same as it always has been. Provide supports and services at free cost to our youth and their families. Wraparound services on an ongoing basis.
That is so dope. Honestly, like you guys are doing so much, and I love your website. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank
So
you.
good job to you guys, diversifiedyouth.com.
Yeah, man.
So
check us out.
in regards to like your skill sets, right? Like, because I see that you guys do different things, but what intrigued me was your skill set programs. And these programs are from like sports camping, you have like cooking basics,
Yeah.
steel pan classes for the culture.
Yeah, man.
Hello.
Yeah,
The
man.
youth
Yeah, man.
committee mentoring. Walk us through how you guys decided on these skill set program. Because I mean, you guys could pick obviously so much, but you guys settled on these 5 groups.
Yeah. So, you know, with our skill set basketball camp, it was all really based out of there. It was the first sports nutrition and life skills camp in the history of Waterloo region, where youth are they're learning life skills through basketball. And so from that, we decided that let's spread it out a little bit into youth committee. And I want to big up my youth committee, by the way, that's out there that supports us and gives us a lot of ideas. So we bring in the youth committee, we bring in some peer-to-peer mentoring. Cooking basics is something that we'll launch in person so that we can teach youth from a young age how to prepare meals for themselves and with their families. Because I think, you know, for us growing up as youth, cooking was a big deal. You know, everybody had to be home by a certain time to eat your meal. And you know, say on a Saturday morning, your parents start cooking from early. And I think a lot of that went away for us and for our families and became a lot of processed foods. But it's a lot cheaper if you're able to prepare your meal than it is that you're buying packaged frozen stuff. And so, you know, when you can go raspberry picking or strawberry picking and come home and make jam, you know, teaching kids that type of labor of love and how to prepare meals for themselves is key for them moving into adulthood, because we don't want them to be the processed kids. We want them to be the preparation kids. And so with food, it's all about preparation, and it's the same as life. It's about preparation. What am I going to do to build on something? You build food from the bottom up. You build your life from that way too. So throwing in cooking, and then of course I have to big up the Dookies family out of Cambridge one time for steel pan, because they were teaching kids how to play steel pan from when we were younger, and continue to still play in a lot of parades and stuff in Cambridge. So it was very easy for us to draw from the skill set basketball camp and to create these things from them, these branches, and we'll create more as we go along as well. So that was big for us.
That's dope.
So Kevin, let me ask you, because you mentioned preparation. So you're dealing with the youth. Is there any story or any youth that you think speaks to what you mentioned in regards to preparation? Any story or any, just give us an example of how Diversified Youth is actually affecting the youth directly.
So I'll give you 2. We have a group of youth that we've had from, I'm going to say they were 13 years old, and we used to throw functions in Cambridge, and they were break dancers. All of those youth are professionals now in their 30s. They have families. They bought houses for themselves. They understand. They were prepared because they saw us and they saw what we were bringing to the table. And now, you know, they still come back to assist us if need be with our other younger youth. So that whole preparation model works because it's by example. It's not just by talking. It's by showing you quality mentors and being able to tap into them in order to evolve in your life and remember some of those lessons you learned when you were with us. And that in itself is one of the great stories. And I'll give you another one. Let's talk about Will Riley. Will Riley is now one of the top players in the US, 15 years old, Phelps School. And his father, Ray, grew up with us as well. And Will Riley was one of the kids that used to assist us at our skill set basketball camp. For you to be able to leave your home as a 14-year-old, go away to a prep school in London, get recruited now by a prep school in Philadelphia, be out there as a top 25 player in the US right now, coming into the 2025 and getting recruitment offers from Division I schools and tearing up a league when you're not even from that country is preparation in itself. And it's not just us, you know, we're just part of the journey that this young man's been on. There's a lot of us behind the scenes. Got to shout out Uncle Andrew out there in Brantford, you know. So this is all about building up a young man so that he could go into and many young men and women so that they are able to go into situations and complete tasks. And even though it's difficult, they know they can reach back and we're here for them. We're cheering for them. We're sending them messages on Instagram. We're sending them messages in Twitter. We're sending them DMs to let them know it's good. It's all good, man. We're still here with you. It can be lonely out there, but we're all still here cheering for you and making sending you the positive vibes. So the preparation is key for our young people. And not only that, but I will throw in the ongoing support for them. You don't want to leave them, get them to a certain point, and they can't reach back to you. If they know they can reach back to you, the journey's going to be a lot easier for them because they know they're not alone. And they don't necessarily have to leave the country to be alone, just in life. They know that these people are here for me. They came to me. They gave me information and they never left me. So that in itself helps in their preparation for their future so that they can do the same thing and give back to some other younger people that are coming up. So yeah, man, so that preparation is crucial.
Mm-hmm. So actually, shout out to Will Riley. This could obviously the first time a lot of people will hear this name. He's from Canada. Yeah, he's from Canada. Gone to a prep school in the States. What state is he in? In the States,
he's
is
in
it Ohio?
He's out in Philadelphia zone.
Philadelphia. Okay, he's in Philadelphia.
Got
some
Phelps School.
Phelps. Okay, and some big D1 schools. I know Kansas State was one.
Yeah, Kansas State was one of them. But there's going to be more because now they've just put him into the top 25, and he's the first player in the Phelps School history to make it to the top 25. Okay, and he's from Canada. So that tells you that he's on the rise.
Right.
And invited to the Jordan Classics and all that stuff. And you know how good you have to be. And dominated.
Right. And history would say last time a Canadian was invited to the Jordan Classic, I'm pretty sure it was Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray was a point guard from Kitchener, Ontario.
That's right.
And now we have Will Riley from Cambridge, Ontario, getting invited to the Jordan Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eye open.
Keep your eye open.
And there's a lineage leading right back to Diversified Youth.
Yo, man, we're here for them. We keep bridging out of dance, man. And one more shout out. Can I just shout out as well? Hockey Diversity Alliance. We partnered up with them to create 10 volunteer opportunities for youth out of York Memorial Collegiate. Big up Kalisha, Muhammad, and Shelly Rankin, the guidance team over there. So we have a huge program called Bring the Beat Back that we're rolling out over there. And part of that program was to get them volunteer opportunities with the Hockey Diversity Alliance. And our youth are giving back to youth that are 6 to 8 years old, that they're introducing the game of hockey to, that are from our community. And so I want to big up those youth that have been going and doing their volunteer hours and getting volunteer hours from both Hockey Diversity Alliance and Diversified Youth Initiative. So big up HDA one time.
Big up, big up.
I love that. So folks, you heard it. And I'm gonna give y'all some homework. What you're gonna do, you're gonna go to Diversified Youth, okay,
yeah, man.
Okay.
That's
You're
right.
gonna look at the programs. If you have anyone that you think can benefit from these programs, sign up. Okay. As well as if we don't have anyone, donate. That's it.
Donate.
Okay.
And for all of you that want to partner to help to change things for our youth, we're all about partnerships, and we welcome you to come in and assist us. Anybody who wants to be a mentor, any profession that you're in, and you want to give back, you want to give 30 minutes of your time, please contact us. We're all about the partnership so that we can give back to our youth. So it doesn't matter if you're a college student, if you've made it, you're a successful business person, please reach out to us and we'll get you into our circle of mentors.
Love it, guys. So big up. And Kevin, this is why you're for the culture founder, director. You literally every day your job is to contribute to the culture. Like that's what your job is. So you're like a walking for the culture, like poster or something. But big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to the initiative, of course, and all the youth volunteering and everyone on the team. Big up to all you guys that have been contributing to these youth, thousands of youth guys. That's amazing. So right. I hope you guys not only expand throughout Canada, but as you said, to the world.
Right. Worldwide
out here.
Worldwide. All right. So Nelly J, let's close out this episode with That's Absurd.
That's absurd. Faheem, bro, what was absurd this week? What was absurd?
Back at it. We had just recently a That's Absurd topic, which include Ja Morant,
yes,
which I did lace with allegedly. Well, once again, we're back to the allegedly. Ja Morant, while he's playing the Indiana Pacers, allegedly, there were people from his camp, we'll say, that were pointing red lasers, which was alleged and thought to be a weapon, at the Pacers team bus before leaving the arena. Absurd.
So
totally absurd.
So let me double dive into this, right? So this all started because Andrew Nemhard, Canadian youth, and Ja had a little scuffle, right? And with that scuffle, a few people had to leave the game. So a guy named Devontae Pack, a friend of Morant, was escorted off the floor. And James Johnson, Pacers, was also involved in this kind of, scuffle. So when this occurred, people were upset. So then, game's finished now. And as you said, there was a red laser dot, and this is, guys, based off of the Yahoo Sports. Don't come for me, go for Yahoo Sports, okay? So they reported that the Pacers, members from the Pacers team, they saw a red laser dot pointed at them, and a person familiar with the details told the Indianapolis Star and Sports Today, right? So essentially, the person who requested, so someone told the newspapers, but they asked for them to not tell the NBA that who they were. But apparently they said that, a security guard believed the laser was attached to a gun. Now, the NBA investigated this guy, did an investigation. So Ja Morant didn't play the Toronto Raptors that Sunday, and they investigated. And apparently Jenkins, the coach, he said, everyone cooperated, but they didn't find anything about Ja Morant, allegedly influencing these guys to do that, right? Or threatened them in a sense. So this all happened in Memphis. So now, Faheem, as we look back, Ja Morant made a tweet, and Ja Morant clearly was not upset. Was upset. He commented saying that essentially his, I don't want to misquote him, but he fully said, did an investigation seen they were capping, still let an article come out to paint this negative image of me and my fam, and banned my brother from home games for a year. Unbelievable. And with a laughing emoji. It's not so funny, Ja Morant. Absurd. So, Diversified, what's your thoughts on this alleged incident where, I mean, the Pacers security guards said he saw a gun with a laser on it? Investigated, saying, I guess they can't really confirm or deny essentially that it was a gun, but they felt like they were in danger.
Absolutely.
Kevin,
I would feel like I was in danger if I saw a red laser coming out of a tinted vehicle too. And allegedly, Ja Morant was in that vehicle. That's the other part of the story. So, but we say allegedly again. It's not a good look. It's not a good look for the league. It's not a good look for Nike. It's not a good look for any sponsors involved, and it damn sure ain't a good look for our young people out there. And it's very unfortunate that this has occurred in this young man's career. But I believe that, you know, because of who he is, I think that they're in protection mode right now. It's been very silent. The NBA has been very silent. They weren't very silent on Kyrie, but you're very silent on this. And this to me is it's very damaging. Not only, it's not just really about the Ja Morant, it's about us as a people, right? So we have to do better in regards to what we're showing our young people. And I know these guys are all young too. Like I totally understand it. And for me, it's a sad situation to see this, because I think there's a stain now, right? I think that there's a stain on this whole situation. I think there's a stain on Memphis. I think there's a stain on him. You know, this is a young man that has his father coming to games. I love to see players' fathers at games, for me personally. So, you know, it hurt me when I saw that, because I don't think it was necessary. I'll just say that it wasn't, that all this wasn't necessary, right? This is basketball, man. Like, this is a game we play, we love, and we can compete on the floor. It doesn't matter what beef we have. I'll answer all of your questions with my play, right? And you'll answer mine with your play. And it's unfortunate that it had to leave the arena. Just put it that way.
Faheem, after hearing the full story, man, your thoughts?
So yeah, I agree with everything that has been said. I'm just kind of circling back to what I started with. I think it's kind of unfortunate where Ja Morant. Okay, I think of Allen Iverson back in the day. You know, he was like the bad boy. You know, the tattoos, the cornrows. Only thing is, I feel like Allen Iverson, that tag has followed him throughout his career for something that really happened when he was in high school. As we all know, there's a bowling alley incident with Allen Iverson, which he almost did time for. He was able to, you know, sidestep that and kind of clean up. Maybe in a high school, Allen Iverson was the bad boy, but he didn't carry that into. You didn't hear any off-court type stuff with Allen Iverson throughout his career. And where I'm going with Ja Morant is, you know, sometimes, you know, when you're young, you can say, well, I was young. I kind of feel like Ja Morant, he's already been through high school. He's been to college. And now he's a pro, and he's not a rookie. You know, he's, you know, a third-year player. I just feel he has enough experience under his belt to understand that being like this bad boy thing, it's not the look, especially with the talent that's coming up in the league, and he's looking to be he's the future of the NBA, ideally, in his eyes, right? So I just understand sometimes, you know, you you can't choose your family. And I'm not saying this, I'm not just not a shot, just all allegedly. But something's got to happen for him to realize that it's got to be a change. You know what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't. I'm very disappointed. I like Ja Morant. Very disappointed to hear that he's kind of living up to the stereotype. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like he's actually embracing the bad boy image, but not in the good way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Like I think last year he had that delete tweet that he did after, like he's just like, John needs to freaking calm down, bro. Just calm the hell down. Like, this is basketball. Right. You're throwing away your future. You're a father. Like, bro, it's like your dad at the games. Like, listen, like Memphis, calm yourselves, man. Y'all haven't done anything to act like you're something, right? Like make it to the conference finals at least before you guys act this way. Like, again, I don't mind it because I think it's entertaining and I like young players being hungry and being aggressive. So I don't mean calm down, meaning don't be competitive. I mean, calm down, meaning if you and a player get into a fight on the court, it's on the court. Leave it on the court. Like we all play hoop. So you and someone get into a scuffle on the court, leave it there, right? You don't have to continue it on off the court. And guys, for those who don't play basketball, if your friend gets in a fight with somebody on the court, doesn't mean that you have to jump in and defend. Like, no, it's a basketball matter. Hold your tail, have a seat. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that people need to calm down. Like you said, Kevin, it's entertainment, it's sports, and I get it. Fans are fanatic, but players have to be the ones, to your point, Faheem, they gotta be the ones to be like, hey, guys, I appreciate y'all have my back, but it ain't that deep, y'all. It's Pacers, like they're gonna go home. Like, let's just leave them alone, right? But for you to have this pride and ego that I must like allegedly do, like, come on, man. So to your point, Kevin, NBA has been quiet. No one knows what was confirmed. It seems like, well, we don't have a picture of what happened, so we can't confirm it, right? Even though an eyewitness said what they saw, you guys can't confirm that they're right or wrong. So clearly, there's some protection happening here, allegedly, right? But all I know is that at the end of the day, we gotta make sure. And again, why would you follow an opposing team's bus with a laser, even with a pen laser? I don't care what it is. So don't do that. Like, are you like? It's just like, man, Ja Morant. I don't want to see you on absurd topic for the rest of the year. Okay, you had a quota, bro. You had 2 within 2 months. That's enough. Okay, I don't want to see any more Ja Morant absurd topics. Please, please let us not talk about you again in this light.
Yeah, but so we'll get Diversified to close us out with his take, but I do want to say, not just Ja Morant. Let's expand it to just Memphis. Period.
Yes.
And when we talk about the team, so Memphis, a team, they've actually they've been labeled like the most disliked team in the league. They're really embracing this bad boy, right? And I'm not against that at all. I think that's great. Sometimes that brings the team together, but there's difference between being bad boys on the court and bad boys off the court, right? Think of on the court bad boys. I think of the original bad boys, the Detroit Pistons. They were very you didn't want to play them. They had the swagger and the attitude and everything,
and they won championships.
But it never spilled off outside of the court. Meaning, outside of the court, they weren't disruptive. Then you have the Portland Trailblazers, or as people knew, the Jailblazers. That is the bad boys. That on the court they weren't very bad, but off the court they kept it too real. So I think with Memphis ideally it's got to be looking to channel that image that they're getting toward the original bad boys in Detroit, opposed to the Portland Jailblazers. And I'll land there with that. Kevin, Diversified, anything on the way out?
Yeah, just peace and love, man. Peace and love, man. That's the only way, man. It's got to be peace and love, and it's got to trickle down to our communities. And, we have to be bringing up our young youth and building them up, because there's too many people breaking them down. So let's do that.
Let's do that.
Agreed.
All right, Nelly J, let's put this episode in the books.
Y'all, that was the Good Rookie Show. Now, Kevin, this is your 3rd time. Tree-peating. So you already know the deal. It's time for shout outs. Okay?
Yeah, man.
The floor is yours.
All right, man. I just want to start off right off the bat, man, and just shout out Nelly J and Faheem, Good Rookies podcast all day long. You already know from bottom to top scene. Big up our Raptors Live TV. Oh, you mean Raptors Depon Clubhouse. Hey, listen, these two right here are the epitome of professionalism. And I just want to big you guys up for everything that you're doing for our culture and for what you're doing for our people, because this is a very important platform that you have here. And big up to all the guests that have come through on this platform. And I just wish you many, many, many blessings and enough love. And anytime you need me, I am there for you, Uno, but not with a red beam. Right? So let me shout out. I always want to also shout out Black Print Media. Thank you so much. And Can Thrive Solutions, two of our biggest partners in this game here. And also shout out the Spice Sisters. And let me big up my little son, Kingston, who just started his first business in school called King's Treats. So if you're at JW Public School, you can find him after school selling treats, anything from $1 to $3 to the youths, them over there, raising funds for his classroom. And I want to give him a shout out for his classroom business, which is also King's Treats, that they have an economy right now. So a lot of you schools out there, you should be implementing an economy program for young people to understand how business runs. And I want to shout him out for doing this and starting his first little business. He's got plans, and he'll be throwing a massive party for his schoolmates at the end of the year. And once again, to all of the youths, big up York Memorial Collegiate. We have love for this high school. This high school has, let's just say the media hasn't been very kind to these kids. They've been throwing a lot of dirt on, but I can tell you that we're here with York Memorial and we're working with York Memorial, and it's all love. So I want to shout all of those youths out on the Bring the Beat Back committee and all the positive vibes that they show me when I show up to the school and show up our organization, and big up to all the teachers in there that are doing a great job. And like I said, Miss Muhammad, Miss Rankin, you two are real ones. So I want to spread the love and let people know about you. We got real people in that school that are doing a good job with these youths, and we're here for them, and we're here for all of the youths across the city here. So it's a one love thing every single time on time. You know how we do it. We don't drop dimes and we don't eat swine. Seen? Bless up, man.
What a shout out. Whew, love it. Love it. Big up to everyone Kevin shouted out. My shout out is to Kevin, okay, Francis, who is legit, has dedicated his life to others. Dedicated his life, his resources, his energy, his mission to others and to the youth who is our future, and in nurturing those, because that's important, right? Many of us who are immigrants, but I was an immigrant, or those who have parents that are immigrants, we come to countries, and a lot of times we are in weird circumstances where we don't get access to certain things, or availability to, or access to even programs of what you're doing, Kevin. And I think you're going to change so much youth lives, and it's going to trickle down to building the community even further. So big up to you and Diversified Youth Initiative, to everyone there. Big up to y'all. My other shout out is really big, actually. Faheem, we spoke about, women franchises, right? We spoke about, the teams in the cricket league in India reaching 100 million in value. Well, Faheem, I must say, we named one team in the soccer league, right, that has 100 million. Well, we got to add another one, Faheem, in the WNBA. The Seattle Storm are now the most highest valued women's sports franchise in U.S. history. They're now at 151 million after a minority share sale this week. So, what? A WNBA team is worth over 100 million, Faheem.
Let's go.
Go. Okay. So big up to Seattle Storm. Big up to all the minority shareholder sales, whoever was involved. Big up to y'all. And I'm excited. Okay. Anyway, big up to y'all. That's my shout out, Faheem. Go ahead.
Nice. Oh, that's a super solid shout out. Because I was very confident that new women's cricket league in India could not be touched. So you bring up the storm. Yeah, you bring up the storm. Wow, that's big. My shout is super quick. I got it for Kevin. Diversified Youth. I mean, just the entire movement. If you've been listening for the last hour, you understand. Real, recognize real. This is somebody who's you could tell by someone's moves, their intentions. Maybe you can't see, but you could feel. And like his undeniable, his track record is showing that his heart's in the right place. He's doing it for the right reasons. And I gotta big up Kevin, everyone on the team, top to bottom.
Bottom to top.
And shout out to the family also, my sisters. And let's just say, it's kings raising kings.
Yes, man.
Yes,
man.
And we'll land on that. Nelly J, let's put this episode in the books.
Yes, y'all, that was a good rookie show. If you had a good time and you enjoyed yourself, like, subscribe, go to diversifiedyouth.com. Okay, get involved, volunteer or donate, right? And tell a friend to tell 5 friends, not 1 or 2, 5. 5, okay? Go ahead, Faheem.
We're on all platforms if you're looking for us. Once again, Kevin, appreciate you coming out, man.
Bless.
Love every time. And that's a good rookie show. And we out.
Peace, yo.